I should probably be able to see how much time has passed. There we go. Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the RP Geeks. I'm the Sonic Geek. Here with me again is Red Nova.
Yep.
And it's time for more Final Fantasy XIV. We're doing more job quests today because Tri is MIA and Ven is recovering from having a wisdom tooth taken out.
Yep.
So today we're going to be looking at the first few Lancer job quests.
Yay.
I'm going for Lancer specifically because I plan on being Dragoon during Heaven's Word.
Yep.
Right.
I think I leveled up Gladiator right now because that's one of the tanks I'm looking at during that same spec since he's switching.
Yep. All right. So you were able to discern one end of the spear from the other. Good. You are doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is well, for I too have a test in mind, or rather, a trial. In order to develop an... And there's this dude over here in just his fucking skivvies. With a... That's actually a sick-ass spear. I want one of those. In order to develop an affinity with your weapon and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth and pit yourself against the creatures that roam just outside the city. The squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars should provide you with a suitable challenge. Put down, let us say, 3 of each, and then report back to me. What is your glamour, sir? Absolute Lance. Alright. Gotta step outside the city, kill some squirrels, some ladybugs, and some mushrooms. First off, the squirrelies. Squirrels are nice!
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ladybug. Yep, solo instances.
Yep. Because me and Aldous are about to get into bar fights.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking loving every minute of it.
Oh boy. Gotta go skewer some mushrooms.
Yep.
Dave's getting shish kebabbed.
Hey, you're right about that, Aldous. Pretty concerning eye there.
Only what I would give for a shish kebab right about now. Back to the guild. Archibald. God, this almost reminds me of when I first started playing. Granted, at the time I was a conjurer, not a frickin' lancer.
Ah.
I'm back. So you are back. I trust you have learned something of essence. I trust you have learned something of the essence of our art. A lancer learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time. Never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. Next we meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. This will be available upon reaching level 5, which I am. You have returned. Take from your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. You are ready to begin the next phase of your training. You will recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. like tanking or healing. However, a Lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. First is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a Lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a Lancer in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. And so, to your first task. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to Vilekin known as Yarzons. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk.
There we go.
They typically fall upon their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of their victim in that instant? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be that only one curious Yarzon appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let us see how you fare then. Go now, my young Lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Hey, take this meat and go get surrounded by enemies, and see if you can fight your way out.
Yeah.
Alright, so where am I taking these?
And the conclusion of this edition of FF4 bar fights, also known as Aldous completely kicks everybody's asses out all around the bar.
Right outside the city. Thank God for PS5 loading times.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in there instant, actually.
Yeah. It is nice.
Yeah, I had to wait a couple seconds there. Even then, that's still not bad for being on Steam.
Yep. I mean, the PC version definitely has its advantages.
Yeah.
Because, like, for as much as I've gotten used to using a PlayStation controller for this, I still think the Xbox controller is the primo controller for playing this game.
I'm gonna take any of these because I'm gonna be getting some better stuff for that pretty soon.
Yep.
A.K.A. Hall of the Novice.
Yep.
And Shield Lob.
Yep. Yarzon Nest.
Time to move that out of here, too.
Oh no, water spiders.
Oh, it's right there. Get my sword on.
And then...
There we go.
Bam. And bam. These things almost look like Tektites from Zelda.
Yeah.
Just like with long legs. Longer legs.
Which enemies?
The ones I was just fighting, the Yarzons.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the guild.
Yeah, those things.
Yep, those things.
Yeah, which one are you talking about? The long-ass four-legged enemies.
Yep.
Hanging out in rivers.
Blip, blip, dee, dee. Welcome back, Harris, and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with the spear will avail the Lancer who lacks composure. You are now ready to learn the second aspect of a Lancer's courage, resolve. Yes, the resolve to jump in the middle of a boss's ultimate. When faced with a terrible foe, a Lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A Lancer who fears to attack is naught but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it would do him. It is not and will never be a shield. You may learn the truth of my words firsthand. I bid you go into the central shroud to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. Since the calamity, that neck of the 12th Wood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a haunt for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? Ha! To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young Lancer. I will say only this. If you face these foes with a Lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Once you have completed the trial, pray report to Jillian in the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble. Though I doubt you will encounter similar difficulties, her struggle has furnished her with certain insights which I think you would benefit from hearing. A Lancer learns best when he is doing, aye, but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Go now, Harris, and do as I bid you. Okay. Where am I going? I could just be faster to teleport. This away. And around the corner. Going right to the entrance of the abandoned fortress. The prison or whatever it is. There we go. Collapsed pillar. Surfing cloud. Feel a ravenous gaze. It's the ravenous gaze of tiny bugs. Oh. Yeah, that one makes more sense. From tiny bugs to a giant fucking frog. Interacting. More bugs, yay. Stab. And back to the guild. I've been expecting you, Harris. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now, the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. God knows how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. Simply be a disagreement born of a conflict of ideology. Boy, do we have some of those coming up in the future. Point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Did that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Uwain, but if there is aught I can do to assist in your training... What was that? Something is afoot in the training area. Something appears to be going on. Oh, someone just drew a weapon. Oh, and by the way, some of you have noticed, yes, I have glamored my character to look like my model. Do you call yourselves Lancers? Pathetic. Oh no, he's a drow. You are next.
Oh no, we got our cocky-ass rival of the class quest.
You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. I don't know why, I want to give this guy a Vegeta voice. Refuse... Yeah, I can't do Laney's fucking Vegeta voice. Refuse and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. And in walks a dude in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts. Wait, he is but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted him to your ranks, did you not? Very well. I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. Just like, the fuck's that about? There's not more to see. Return to your drills. It's like, well, that was a thing. Harris, you made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to our uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage, the composure to bring the sum of your strength, and the skill to bear against your foes. Oh, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, and that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell, Harris. Get some cash. Courage of stone. Ah, Harris. I swear you have gained an ilm around the arm since last we spoke. It's plain you have not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage, and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Today, we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle, that as well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Annals claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you will need to negotiate a path through the whole packs of flesh-eating scalekin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To stride into the midst of so many would ask much of any lancer's courage, but given time, and no small amount of perseverance, I am confident you will prove equal to the task. Second while I clear off my fucking glasses. Here we go. Let's see. Teleport to Bent Branch. Because I believe that's where I need to go. I need to go east. A little more north. Chirp, chirp. Now past the anoles. Not one spotted me. All right. Take out this one first. Around. Take out that one. Come here. Here we go. Now, big ass rock. Cutscene. Congratulations, you have obtained the false stone of courage. Ah, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Folkwith. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instant that I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present. In its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirit Hold, under the guard of fell fiends. Far more fitting challenges, I'm sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls who cower there. Egwene will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. While they're laying on the floor.
Yeah. There we go.
Now off to obtain the true Stone of Courage. Oofta. Let's see. Hello, folks. Don't mind me. There we go. Get you. Sense a hostile presence. Stone of Courage. Interacting. Back to the guild. So you have returned. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Here it is, one rock, as requested. Yes, this is indeed the stone, though it is in rather worse condition than when last I saw it. What happened at Naked Rock?
There we go.
The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training. 7 hells, this is not to be borne.
There we go.
Listen well, Harris. Though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not that man's words. That a Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a Lancer's courage is a product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Annals territory served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirithold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson of this trial close to your heart. Then, now for the level 15 quest.
Yay.
Cotton Tavern. Yes. Hall gear's better anyway. Ah, Harris, you come at a good time. I urgently required your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our old friend Folquist paid us another visit, seemingly intent on reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offense at his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly, and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now, Harris. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead, and watch over our comrade. East Shroud, here we come. Which one? Okay. Oh, I could have just taken the fucking boat and been there. Well, too late now.
Oof.
And there's the man himself. So we meet again. You remember who I am, I trust. Who are you again?
Yeah.
It's like, who's this asshole again? You wound me. How could you possibly forget your mentor? He who taught you the true meaning of courage. Well, it is of little consequence. Though you have forgotten the teacher, it is plain that you have not forgotten his teachings. I understand you are able to retrieve the Stone of Courage in Spirit Hold. Seems I was right about you. You have the makings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have just the trial for you, one that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? But you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice it to say I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When last we spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. You must needs seek out better sport. But fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potation and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you the wrath of a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Alright, let's go kill a fucking bug or something.
Yeah.
Exposed roots. Alchemic potation. Oh, we're killing a tree. Alright. And dead. Alright, killed the tree. Now what? So you have vanquished the treant. Well done. Striking down that frenzied creature, you have further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade? Oh, I shall. Once you have completed my next trial. This one will pit you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to Lifemen's Stump in the Central Shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot along the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year. It should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing from up close, the better to offer you advice. This, I believe, is the solo instance. Lifemen Stump. There's a name I haven't heard for fucking ever. And jump. Destination. Waiting. Alright, here we go. Defeat the wolves. It's as good as over if the alpha wolf paralyzes you. Make this more interesting. Oh, thanks, asshole. You have enraged the beast. You know, the ones that's dead now. My part here is done. The rest I leave to you. My work here is done, but you didn't do anything. Kicks off. Alright, that's all of them. You are to be congratulated, Harris. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. And in the process, you have brought peace to Lifemen Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the guild are not but child's play. Mine is the one true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Ywain and his house of cravens, never to return. For your sake, I pray you do so soon. Till we meet again. For your sake, I hope you piss off sometime soon. That is the wrong place. Harris, thank the gods you are safe. That young fool of a Lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Folquist again tempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A Lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Folquist's trials, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage, that is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied treant, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, Harris. It is past time that I taught you the piercing talon. Technique, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. It served you well. Now we must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected, that Folquist will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. Must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Mayhap his regard for you could be turned to our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put Folquist from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Get some money. Beep, 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 beep. I have learned the javelin throw.
Yay.
Achievement, Storyteller 3. Alright. Lance of Destiny. I've been expecting you, Harris. Been training you hard, I trust. Would set you your next trial, one more dangerous than any you have faced before. I would not send an unprepared man to his death. Before we proceed, I must needs verify your progress with my own eye. You will face 3 experienced Lancers in single combat. Beat each one in succession, and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take your place in the training area. We begin when you are ready.
Yes, the cocky-ass rival who comes in here and puts everyone else down while jerking himself off at the same time.
Yep. Soft-spoken Lancer. No one to hold back. Begin. And bam. Next. Finally. Next. Enough. Put up your lance. Like, well done, Harris. Impressive, Harris. Most impressive. We're ready to face the trial. Yet I did not exaggerate when I said it would be dangerous. Make no mistake, to take this test is to risk death. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed? Yes. You disappoint me. Back again, are you? That man is the only soul in this pathetic excuse for a guild who shows any promise. Which is why I have counseled him to leave you. Alas, he has chose to remain in your house of Craven. Such a waste. This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to object, I invite you to do so with lance in hand. Do not want for confidence, sir, but answer me this. What grudge do you hold against him? For what reason did you choose this of all crusades? I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage and like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason. Well, fixity of your purpose is clear, even if your reasoning is not. So be it. Suffice it to say you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but do not presume that I will be your opponent. No, you must face the Lancer over whom you so grandly claimed mentorship. One man among us whose potential you condescend to acknowledge. Harris shall represent us. As Guildmaster, I wager the fate of the guild upon his lands. Ha! Do as you will, coward. It's your guild to throw away. You may even set the terms of the contest. Very well. Harris is here to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before he does. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He is a giant amongst boars, unrivaled in strength and savagery, a ruler over all of his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know, though, that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience to just anyone. You must needs present him an offering of the bloody tusks of his subjects, wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you've prepared your offering, leave it upon an area of trampled earth. Drawn to the stench of blood, the Lord of the Bramble Patch will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? No? Let the trial commence. To the East Shroud again. All right. Well, that beforehand. Does he have a +1 speed motorcycle? I don't think so.
Nope. Then again, he's got every other NPC has, or one who's not the main character, which is cheating ass way of instantly being there when the other ones are not, and they complain, "Oh, you're so slow."
Let's see. Here's a few more. Need a few more.
Yeah.
This one. What I would give for one of those jump skills right about now.
Yep.
In time.
Okay, halfway there.
Woo! Living on a prayer. There's one. Come here, you. Almost. I'm hoping someone's spawned in by now. There's one. Three more. There's one. Another Lancer doing this quest.
Yep.
They wander if they see one. Well, they have theirs and they're just moving on.
Yeah, so you're moving on.
There's one.
No,
Come here, you. Oh, wait. Or I do. You muppet. Trampled earth. Now we wait. Why, hello there. Oh, he big.
yeah, he's a big boy.
I'm a pool. Oh, the true meaning of courage. New quest, you must defeat 30 to 50 feral hogs. All you, buddy. Ugh, such brute strength. Strength wings, my courage searches.
Or like his aptitude for bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, you just keep healing yourself there, buddy. Well,
Rejected him.
you ready to tussle, big man? Shan't find much sport in these two. Back another day, my friend. Well done, Harris. You have completed the trial. I trust you now see the truth in my word. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not courage, it is folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse to accept. Gasp. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. Ah, I think that enemy got the point. No, Harris, leave him be. Work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. Yay.
Put that guy in his place.
Yeah.
And we're jerking off from him for a while.
Yep. 1 second. Here. There we go. Alright, back to the guild. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. If you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment, feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus you were able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done, Harris. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon even the mightiest of foes. For Fulquist, well, if there's a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the self-same lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, Harris. Prepare yourself for further trial. Look forward to our next meeting. $25. It is good to see you again, Harris. Stronger than when we last spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have a mind to set you to your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage. Would have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our art. Many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the distinction of being regarded amongst the finest lancers of their time. Just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. And availing yourself of their wisdom, you will take another step towards becoming a fully fledged lancer. First instruction is a man named Mattheomi. Seek him out at Amaristake's Spire in East Shroud. He serves as a frontier sentry. Long years at his post have honed Mattheomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Set yourself before him for inspection, Harris, and do as he bids you. To the Spire. Remember this spot, we'll be coming back here later. You must be the young lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Mattheomi, commander of the brave men and women of this spire. Let's have a good look at you. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance. Of this there is no doubt. You still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt that you've seen much and more. Mayhap you believe there is not left out there to unnerve you. The world is wide and only the gods can claim to know all. You may be assured that the legendary lancers of old faltered in that. No lancer nor any man can foresee all possibilities. He can steel himself for the unexpected. But have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh spoken blood and sprinkle it at the foot of the great tree to the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night, which you are to vanquish. And as he says that, there's a big fucking Ochu in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, this spot. Definitely be back here way later.
Oh, yeah.
Right near a certain wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a hostile present. Back.
Blood bats.
Oh, I have my thing. Right, because I was sinking that. And back up we go. Welcome back, son, and well done. For a witness to your battle with mine own eyes. Blood bat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, which makes putting a spear in the beast an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may easily have given rise to panic. To your credit, you fought on resolutely, and thus emerged the victor. Egwene has taught you well, young one. You have a way to go, to be sure, but beneath those rough-hewn edges, I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Buscarin's druthers in the South Shroud. It is there that your next instructor, Buscarin himself, awaits. The man had a unique approach to our art. Though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do for his meat. Good though it is. By meeting Buscarin and availing yourself of his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. The South Shroud. Me. Quest name: Questions and Lancers. But oh, right. Okay. Well, if it isn't Egwene's protege, thought it was about time you arrived. Buscarin, and this here's my place. In case you're wondering why Egwene sent you, as you mentioned, I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before you opened the druthers, I made an outpost not far from here. Any road, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat just now, so if you don't mind, I'll get on educating you. I take this nice bottle of full flour meat. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make it an offering of it at Miss Dale's land. There's a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of it. Leave the bottle safely there, complete with its contents. When you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good. Wrong button. And back we go. So you offered up the meat as I told you, without drinking a drop? Very well, you shall have a tale of me as promised. Miss Dale is the man who founded the Lancers Guild. The monument I sit U2 was erected in his honor. Still was courage made flesh. Cut him, and I dare say he'd have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of a lancer's courage, as well as how to go about temper. And that weren't all he did. Seeing how the art had gone stale, what with our lancers keeping to the confines of the Spoilswood, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Britannia was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then. The non-forestborn were considered faithless savages. Aye, it was even worse than now. Of course, old Mistdale wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking what it was. A lot of ignorance and cowardice. Cut a long story short, despite a force of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers. By blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. It wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't for Mistdale. His Lancers owe him much and more, and it is our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. Is that? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Courage was never in doubt, son. My part in your training is done. It's time you visited your third and final instructor. A fellow named Vauclair. Find him whiling away his time at the Bobbing Court. Well, that's the name of an inn in Fallgourd Float. In case you don't know, up in North Stratford. Vauclair's an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it till neither man could lift a spear tip off the ground. I warned you, he was a right stubborn bugger back then. Years ain't done much to improve his humor. So, good luck with impressing him. Fallgourd Float! I forget how to get up there. Right behind me. Take it you are the young lancer of whom Ywain spoke. An adventurer besides about look at you. I was an adventurer myself once. Then I took an arrow to the knee. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You have come to learn from me. Learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the other. Pay attention. Thus far, you've learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me, you'll learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing. Living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, a lancer must be able to think and adapt. To think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will appear only where there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers from slain balloons, depositing them in a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. The battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with ever greater fervor until it is ripe to burst in a conflagration of death. With courage, lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. Gotta go blow up some bombs, y'all. There's one. Never mind. Ah, that's what that is. Balloon! Come on. Over here. And down to one more. There's one. Okay, it's off. Got him. All right. Gosh dang it. Will they come this far? No, they will not. Okay.
Nope.
There it is. Red balloon!
Big balloon.
99 big red balloons. Be a big boy. Back to Fulgord. You have vanquished the red balloon, no less than what I would expect from one of Yue. The enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of battle to shift repeatedly. Yet ever did you press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you the license to forsake your training. You're still but a fledgling among us, after all. I finish with you, and may report back to Yue. When you do, tell that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That is all. He wants to see his old buddy. Ugh. Nyerp. Rip. Old Vauclair demands I show my face. I can only assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, Harris, well done. Never doubted that you would meet the approval of all three men, yet I am no less proud of you for having done so. You have traveled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your Lancer. Return when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting. Proof of Might. Level 30!
Yep.
Ah, Harris, ever a sight for sore eyes. By your return, I take you ready for the final trial. Very well, let us... Guildmaster Yuwain. You were wounded. What has happened? You were attacked, sir, by a Duskwhite Lancer, as we trained in the forest. He was impossibly strong. A demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage. No, not him. Not Fulquist. We were in the northwest corner of the Central Shroud when it happened. I was able to get away. The others. You must help the others. Be strong, man. I'm sorry, Harris. The trial must wait. Pray make haste to the Central Shroud and help your comrades. And Harris, should Fulquist force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed you on your way. Time for the showdown.
Yep.
Where? You right outside the White Badger? Okay. Or White Wolf Gate.
And it exit out of the one gate, you cannot do so at the beginning of the game.
Yep. Gotta be level 30.
Yep.
And then you have to do a little side quest.
Yep.
Which is
But if
literally
they let
just...
you do it at the beginning of the game, you would be spat out right by level 25 monsters who would probably one-shot you.
Yep. Proof of Might. Oh boy, here we go. Help, for the love of the 12, help me! Don't seem to be doing much to him. Beat the Lind. No choking bird to help me out this time. Yay. I owe you my life, friend. Another breath and I would have become worm fodder. Duskwhite Lancer unleashed the fiends upon us, claiming it would temper our courage. You seen the look in his eye when he said it. Mad bastard. Where is he now? I think he headed off towards the North Shroud. Maybe in the direction of Fallgord Float. Can't say for sure. I was concentrating on the Scalekin at the time. If it's a reckoning you seek, you're like to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will have already alerted the whalers. I dare say the Duskwhite is being held at spear point as we speak, begging for his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. There's the bastard right and all.
Yeah, so as this guy really thinks.
Like, yes, say that.
Yeah.
North Shroud. Wait, I think we'd be to go this way. But, yeah. You're getting chased by a scorpion. What kept you? Helping your comrades, you say? Fool. Waste your pity on false friends. It is only a matter of time before they betray you. Aye, just like those wretches who saw me imprisoned and in exile. I was once an upright citizen of Gridania and a man of the Lancers Guild. Yet life was not easy. For want of the coin to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the guild's coffers. Theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had been perpetrated by someone within the ranks. The air of suspicion hung heavy over the guild from that day forth, until, at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. Only for them to bite their craven tongues after I had stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. So it was that I alone took the blame. Of course it was the Duskwite, everyone said. Was there ever any doubt? It all made perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names that I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? Would that I had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. That I had the courage to escape my dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some hapless guard's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode into the lairs of ravenous fiends while drenched in blood, put their helpless offspring to the spear that I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. For my efforts, I have acquired the ultimate courage. Courage forged amidst danger and tempered by rage. I fear nothing. I am the greatest lancer that has ever lived. Showdown! You're the sole lancer worthy of the name. By defeating you, I will prove my courage. Ring of Frost. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's AoE. I should have saved that. And he has that. Fantastic. Haha, fuck your miss. Or ice, whatever.
Yeah, fuck your ring of frost.
Oh, if that had taken him out. If that had taken him out, that'd have been cool. Just javelin spear right in his chest. Impossible. My courage is absolute. No, come no closer. Ah! Well, he's dead. And splat. All right, and back to the guild. I have good news and I have bad news. Well, bad news, depending. The Folkwas is no more. His was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different. Had fate not dealt him such a cruel hand, he could well have commanded a place of honor within these halls. But it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It's enough that you are still with us, Harris. Lest you wonder about your final trial, there will be none. I've seen all I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that yours is a genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass to you the secret of Lance Charge, one of the most potent abilities in our arsenal. We're a Lancer in your own right now. There's not more I can teach you. From here onwards, it is up to you to seek out such challenges as will make you grow. Like attracts like, and the strong are drawn to strength. Just as I once knew for certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find, or be found by, an adversary of equal worth. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is naught you need to fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth to blaze a new trail with spear in hand. And with that, the Lancer questline is complete.
Yep. We've graduated in the Lancer class.
Woo! Next, we become the Dragoon. We need to go get our Dragoon crystal. I dare say you might just be the right man for the job. Guild is urgent need of a capable Lancer for a mission beyond our nation's border. Hear me out if you will. I've received word from an Ishgardian friend to the effect that he requires our aid. I would have you go provide that aid. As you may already know, due to her ongoing conflict with the Dragons, Ishgard has kept her gates closed to outsiders for some time. The occasional Dragoon on patrol duty is about all folks see these days. In spite of her self-imposed isolation, however, the Holy See has never failed to honor her obligations to her allies. It's only fitting that we answer the call and lend what assistance we can. To this end, we offered to dispatch a contingent of woodwithers with all haste, but were politely informed that they would not be welcome, much to our initial confusion. Later explained that we are dealing with a matter of some sensitivity, best handled by individuals who are capable and trustworthy, yet unbound by allegiance. Who fits that description save adventurers? Secrecy being paramount, I could provide no details as to the nature of the task. All you need to know will be revealed at the rendezvous. So to accept the mission, take yourself to the observatorium. A knight by the name of Sir Albric will receive you upon arrival. To Kurthus! And southward we go. the man himself. Hello. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom Ywain sent word. Greetings and well met. I'm Sir Albert Bale, Knight of Ishgard. The Holy See is much obliged to you for your aid. Time being of the essence, I shall proceed straight to the heart of the matter. The eye, an Ishgardian relic of immeasurable worth, has been stolen. We have reason to believe the culprit has come this way. So it is that we ask your assistance in its recovery. The thief has been identified as a man named Estinian, a dragoon sworn to the service of the Holy See. Ah, you heard true. The crime was perpetrated by one of our own, individual with a position of trust and no little honor. You may be assured that a fate worse than death awaits him upon capture. My duties to the sea afford me little opportunity to travel far beyond the walls of Ishgard. I must confess to a grave ignorance of recent Gridanian affairs. By the way, remember this. This is going to be kind of at the crux of Heavensward. I'm told that a sentry by the name of Logadanril I'd have knowledge of routes off taken by Ishgardian fugitive. I prefer to keep my identity a secret, and thus would have you gather what information you can from the man. Must act quickly. You see, Estinian is... I've already said too much. Matters is that we find our thief in the eye with all haste. Last sighted, Estinian was clad in black armor. Now go. Speak not a word of what I have told you to anyone. Routes favored by Ishgardian fugitives? That's a question I don't hear every day. You weren't plotting some unsavory act yourself, are you? You are, I doubt you make it far. Any road, we've caught a few fleeing to the North Shroud. With Gridania being home to nearly as many Elzen as Ishgard, it's no easy task to identify outsiders. We're on the hunt for someone who could do worse than to visit Florentel's spire in the North Shroud. Speak with a man named Idristan. Any suspicious persons have crossed the border in recent days, he'd be the first to know. Alright. Other way. And messed up the ball off. Oh, it's Shroud. Hello. Hail, adventurer. Yes, I am the one tasked with monitoring those who would enter our lands by way of Kurth. An Ishgardian knight clad in black armor. No, I recall nothing of the sort. Such a striking visitor would be difficult to forget. My apologies, friend. I only suggest that you return to Logadanril and see if he has any other theories. No luck, you say? Most curious. It is nigh impossible that a fugitive could make it this far without being espied from Florentel's spire. There's the possibility that your man is still in Ishgard. Runs counter to good sense, would the fugitive not want to put a distance of grounds between him and his pursuers? But by the process of deduction, it is a possibility. Lands of Ishgard are not kind to drifters and vagabonds. That said, there has been talk of curious smoke wafting from a cave east of here at night. Were I you, I might begin my search there. East! I need to kill you. Yeah. Campfire. Awesome present. There he is. That Ishgard would resort to sending coin-starred adventurers after me. I know not whether to laugh or feel insulted. The eye rouses for another. Preposterous. Our paths shall cross again, you can be sure of it. Oh boy, will they! Dragoon clad in black, you say? Tell me all that transpired. By the Fury, the Eye would choose another. I had not thought it possible. In light of recent events, it would seem an explanation is in order. The Eye is no ordinary relic. It harbors the power of the dragon, which it bestows upon a single chosen soul. The strongest and wisest Dragoon. He who is chosen is possessed of the power to fight our immortal foes, the dragons of Dravania, on equal footing, soaring the firmament as if it were an extension of the land. That man is known as the Azure Dragoon. The Azure Dragoon is the light of hope for all Ishgardians, and the paragon of all Dragoons. For this reason, you may imagine how it pains me to have to confess that the man you encountered, the thief, none other than the Azure Dragoon, and that I was once his teacher. Needless to say, I acknowledge myself accountable for Estinian's misdeed. I mean to do all in my power to find him and recover the eye. I cannot do this alone. I require your help, Harris. You, who have received the power of the dragon. I may labor to believe it, but there can be no mistake. The soul of the Dragoon I bear glows in your presence. Irrefutable proof that you are chosen. What I can ill explain, however, is the why of it. Never before in Ishgard's long history has the eye roused to more than one individual in a single generation. It avails us not to cudgel our brains about it. The fact of the matter is you are now a vessel for the power of the dragon. The dragon lies yet in slumber, however. You must needs possess the means to wake it. Soul of the Dragoon. I would entrust you with mine, Harris. Like Estinian, I once ruled the skies as the Azure Dragoon, although that power has since become lost to me. It was simply by force of habit that I have hitherto kept the soul upon my person. I have no inkling as to why the eye has seen fit to choose a second, and an outsider at that. Yet one thing is clear. None can challenge the Azure Dragoon and conceivably prevail save another Azure Dragoon. You are our only hope of bringing Estinian to justice and reclaiming the eye. Of course, I do not ask that you do this unaided. Me be a Dragoon no more, but what knowledge I have I shall gladly impart to you. For indeed, when the time comes that you must face the Azure Dragoon, not less than the complete mastery over the power of the dragon will avail you. That a perilous road lies ahead of you I shall not deny. Knowing this, if you would still lend me your lance, I will teach you to harness the power that has chosen you. Go forth, my young Dragoon, and rouse the dragon within. I look forward to your return. Yes. And with this, finally have a job crystal other than warrior. Woo! Action learned. Jump. Might as well jump. Number of gear sets available. Number available. Blah, blah, blah. All right. I will see you guys in a minute for the next job quest. Okay, now recording Dragoon Quest, level 35, Lance of Fury. By the way, how do you like my lance? Cool, ain't it?
Oh.
Pleasing to see how readily the dragon stirs within you. You show great potential, Harris. Potential that may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Estinian is no ordinary Dragoon. Even when set against the legendary Ezers of ages past, man is considered second to none. Such is his prowess, in fact, that the day he was chosen by the Eye, it was proclaimed that Haldreth the Dragon's Eye had been reborn. I mean not to disparage your skills, Harris, but to pursue Estinian in your current state would be tantamount to suicide. I promise I shall train you in the way of the Dragoon, that you might face Estinian as an equal. Before we commence, however, it is only fitting that you are edified regarding our origins. It all began a millennium past, when our forebears resided in the southern plains in humble circumstances. The Fury, impressed by the spirit of our ancestors, decided it was meet that she make them her own. So did she appear before Haldreth's sire, a man of courage and integrity named Thornton, and bade him lead her people to the Promised Land, to what would become the great nation of Ishgard. Remember this! The journey brought them to a wide chasm, whereupon Thornton and his people set to building a bridge. It was then that a dark shadow descended upon them, the great worm Nidhogg. Heedless of his own safety, Thornton fearlessly charged at the colossal beast. Alas, he was pushed into the chasm by one of his own, man seduced by the worm, and fell to his death. Taking up his slain sire's lance, Haldreth hurled himself at Nidhogg, even as tears streamed down his face. The confrontation ended when the young man, his hand guided by Halone, landed a mighty thrust that prized out Nidhogg's eye. With a terrible roar of pain, the great worm took wing and fled, while jubilation reigned below. Ishgard's priceless relic is none other than the eye taken from Nidhogg that day. It is a veritable wellspring of dragon power. Even so removed from its owner, it can exert control over the hearts of men. Haldreth himself felt its malign influence, but his love of justice brooked no corruption. He prevailed over the power, claiming it for his own. So it was that the first Azure Dragoon was born. Being derived from our foe, the power of the dragon is a thing to be loathed. But as Haldreth proved to us all, so long as our hearts burn with justice, we need not fear be taken in its thrall. But what is justice precisely? Justice assumes many shapes and forms, Harris. None can say that one is greater than another. As long as you hold fast to your beliefs and stay true to yourself, you leave no room for the power of the dragon to master you.
Real quick, are you in the middle of main story stuff or
Job quests.
Okay.
Also, hi.
Hi.
Let's return to our attention to the present. A knight by the name of Sir Brucemont will see you to the next stage of your training. Seek him out at Witch Drop.
Did I miss you guys going through the Final Fantasy 15 stuff?
Not yet.
Okay.
Kind of figured you wouldn't be joining us today, so I was just planning to do job stuff.
No, I knew it was happening Sunday, so I saw you guys were on the call when I woke up.
And if you want to stick around and do the 15 stuff, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Finish up this quest first, and then we can go do our thing.
Cool.
Where the fuck am I going?
Always a fun question.
Headed straight to a place that's gonna fucking kill me instantly.
Oh, also a fun result.
Oh, you accidentally headed for the Talon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really want to go there.
Yeah, I believe the last thing I did after playing my MSQ catch-up was accepting the Blue Mage quest.
Nice.
And that's it. Just accepting it.
Oh, we just did that too.
Ah.
So the adventurer seeks to become a Dragoon. Ha! Sir Elbrick speaks of legends and chosen ones, and I would see if you prove yourself in a more practical fashion. With your lance. Defend yourself.
I remember when reading up on trivia that apparently the soul crystals were just something from the original version of 14 that they really just had no way to get rid of.
Yeah. That probably explains their simple shape.
Yeah, just because of how much of the lore surrounds them and stuff, there was just no way to get rid of them for 2.0.
Yep. You have some skill, I will give you that. The glow of your soul crystal. Perhaps Sir Elbrick was not wrong about you after all. Now return to him. Your training here is complete.
Where is my job list? Like it's not on the. It doesn't have the sidebar showing up for some reason. Huh.
That is weird.
I think it still needs to load in or something.
Yeah. If you want to stick around after 15, we could start on the quest line I was intending to do.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, even the recommended took a bit. Alright.
I've had more than once, like, on PC, I load in, I'm stuck staring at the freaking ground for like a solid minute.
So real quick, for a quest I can actually just turn in right now, what's the closest, aetheryte to, the airship landing at, in, Limsa?
I believe Aft Castle.
Okay.
Soul of the Dragon grows ever stronger within you, Harris. Your trial was a rousing success. You only observe your crystal to know as much. Yes, though you have only just begun to walk the path of the Dragoon, it is clear you possess the talent to become Estinian's equal. Go forth and make the powers you have obtained your own. When time is right, we shall proceed with your training. Quest complete.
Yeah.
By the way, I stress this. The Dragoon questline has a lot to do with Heavensward.
Noted.
Yep.
For now, stop recording.
I'm on my way.
Yep. Alright, now recording Dragoon Quest Level 40, Unfading Skies.
Yay.
Grow ever stronger. Now speak more of than... You grow ever stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. You are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my presiding feeling is one of relief. You must understand, the mere thought that the Eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, fills me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have... but I shall say no more, lest flattery impede your improvement. Now, during our last session, I enlightened you regarding the origins of Dragoons. You will recall how Haldrath heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, Harris, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think of them as fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would as soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I, Nidhogg perhaps being the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Harris. This time is 20 summers past, in the place Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg wakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. Deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the sky in angry red, the agonized screams of innocence fading into deathly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, or witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste. It took wing, so too did I pursue him, man possessed. The game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity before I found myself face to face with the great worm. Battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Kurthus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights, neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all in a single thrust. The lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh insensate. In that instant, I thought myself surely doomed, but Halone was not finished with me. Having lost a taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thought wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, people I had failed to protect. That last conflict with the dragons of Dravanya left countless orphans in its wake. Estinian is one of them. Sole survivor of Ferndale. Final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. None left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Estinian as mine own son, instructing him in the way of the Dragoon, when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt. The guilt at having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen. Ah, you heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. We know little and less of the minds of the dragons. It is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding his stolen eye will arouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumber serves as fair warning of that. I was not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem that you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where Knight Hugh awaits your arrival. A nation is depending on you, Harris. More ways than one soon enough.
Yep.
Fitting that I'm in the Magitech in the middle of the snowy area. You are the one who would aspire to be as your Dragoon. Why, you are not even of Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Albrecht sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. On guard! Oh no, whatever will I do? That's strength. I've not seen its like since Estinian himself stood before me. Mayhaps Sir Albrecht has the right of it, after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. You have passed yet another trial of flying colors, Harris. The day when you may stand before Estinian as an equal is not far off. When that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor, I have no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. When you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. Your inner dragon grows stronger. Dude's back. Alright. Mouse. 1 second. Okay. It's starting level 45 Dragoon quest, double Dragoon. Impeccable timing, Harris. Message arrived from Estinian but moments ago. Much to my astonishment, he would trade words with us. Bids us meet him at Boulder Down. As to his true intentions, I cannot say. It will be a trap, but we must go nonetheless. Trust I can count upon your company. Here's your offering.
Yep. I heard him say Boulder Downs. I saw that was on the map.
Yep. The big, glowy red place.
Let me know where to just drop.
Little to the northeast. Right up on top of that ledge on the right here.
Damn it. Right here?
Yep. Dramatic. Why, hello there, Estinian. Greetings, Master. It has been too long. Estinian, end this folly at once. You must know that each second the eye passes outside Ishgard's walls brings us closer to a repeat of the tragedy of 20 summers past. Surrender yourself in the eye and return with me to Ishgard before it is too late. But it is already too late, Master. For you see, Nidhogg is already awakened. What? Hear me, Master. You have mistaken the cause of the dragon's return. The eye is not to blame. Premonition came to me by virtue of the dragon within, warning me that the great worm would soon rouse. Even as he slumbered, Nidhogg seethed with irrepressible rancor for that wound of 20 years ago. That rancor will send him flying as a speeding arrow to Ishgard, whereupon death and devastation will ensue. There is a possible solution. Were the eye taken to a remote land, far from the Holy See, then and only then could destruction be averted and the lives of innocent Ishgardians be spared. You mean to make a bait of yourself? Nay, there's more to this than you let on. Seek vengeance for Ferndale. To me, the two are one and the same. You know my past better than any else. It's for no other reason than to avenge my family that I became a dragoon. Dragons long outlived men do not soon forget the wrongs done them. What grudge they harbor burns as a fire in their hearts, over time swelling into an unquenchable inferno. You only look back on history to see that Nidhogg grows stronger with each awakening. Last he darkened our skies, the great worm came within a hair's breadth of laying waste to Ishgard. Not short of death will prevent him from completing his mission when he next wakes. Nidhogg took everything from me. I shall take everything from him, even if it means my life. The eye works in ways men can ill comprehend. This much is plain. And choosing two Azure Dragoons in one generation means for us to join together in common cause. Adventurer, you have heard my resolution. Now I ask that you lend me your power. Aye, the power of the dragon. In the long and proud history of Ishgard, never before have two Azure Dragoons arisen in the same era to fight as one. This is our best, nay, our only, chance to send the Great Worm to eternal slumber. Behold my armor. This is the Draken mail, forged in the lifeblood of dragons. As blood calls to blood, so too does the armor call to the dragon within, redoubling the wearer's strength thereby. If you would realize your potential as an Azure Dragoon, you must needs clad yourself in the same. Clad so, you will inherit the technique passed from Azure Dragoon to Azure Dragoon down through generations. Then, and only then, will your training be complete. First, you must win the Draken mail as I and Sir Albrecht did before you, by proving yourself worthy in the ultimate trial of the Azure. A series of battles so harrowing as to send the unworthy to an early demise. Master, once the adventurer acquires the armor, pray see to it that he learns to harness the power of the dragon in full. Sinian, wait! Save your worries. Do not mean to make myself easy prey for dragons. Take my leave of you. He somehow made it all the way back there, like an instant.
Yeah. We're back to the same place we came from.
Yep.
Alright. Thought so.
I love that we have this as a mount now.
Yep.
I especially love that it's a 2-seater.
Yep.
I think it's considered, you'd think it'd be an 8-seater.
Yeah.
At least a 4-seater. And then 1, 2, 3. Estinian. Forgive me, I was deep in thought. Now then, as to acquiring the armor of which Estinian spoke. First, it was my intention to bequeath mine own armor to you. I am an Azure Dragoon no longer, and its powers are wasted on me. It would be simple enough to hand it over to you and complete your training right here and now. But it is as Estinian said, Dragon armor is no ordinary set of mail. Its strength derives from the dragon blood whence it came, blood's power resonating with the soul of the wearer. Though I could no longer draw upon mine own armor's power, bond to me was forged years ago. Were I to bestow it upon you now, I fear it would offer but a scintilla of the protection it afforded me in those bygone days. Justinian has the right of it. You must claim your armor as he and I did before you. You must complete the trials of the Azure, the powers of the dragon blood, but yours and yours alone. The Ogre's Belly will be where your final test begins. I shall dispatch Sir Brucemont there. Seek him out upon your arrival. Yeah. Get in, loser, we're going questing.
Yep.
I think we're oh, yeah.
It said the Ogre's Belly. It's like, oh yeah, that cave.
Yep, in a cave.
Yep. Oh, all right.
Back here. You've grown strong since we last met, adventurer. You pale in comparison with your Azure forebears. If you would prove me wrong, let your lance do the talking. That works.
Yep.
Again, adventurer, you prove yourself worthy beyond my expectations. Take this, but know that your trial has only just begun. Next challenge lies in the chamber beyond. Sir Hustain awaits you there.
Yeah, last foe was really in the danger zone on that one.
Yep. Danger zone. Hello. You, a foreigner, would don the Dragon armor? Prove to us that you will not do a dishonor.
There he is.
Yep. I unfortunately don't have spine checkers. Sir Albrecht said the Eye had chosen you, and it would appear he speaks true. The armor is yours. Wear it with pride and honor. Trial is nigh complete. Be forewarned. Many before you have made it this far only to fall at the final challenge. Do not let overconfidence be your downfall. So you have made it this far. Very well. Prove yourself worthy of the Azure or die in the effort. This... You have demonstrated your powers to me beyond a doubt. Aye, there's not an Ishgardian who would gainsay your right to don the armor of dragons. I shall send word ahead to Sir Albrecht that you have passed your trials here. It is he who will present you with the fourth piece of armor. Consummate your training. Go now, my fellow Dragoon, and deliver this land from the Great Worm's wrath. There we go. I lost him there.
Yeah, I was wondering about figured as much.
Everything looks the same.
Yeah. Yeah, and the way the end of that cave goes underneath the other part of land makes it look a little bit misleading. Almost like you could enter from the other side. Like, nope.
Yep. Optical illusion.
Yep.
I'm back. I hear from Sir Brucemont that you performed most impressive. Yes, I stand more convinced than ever that you will be the one to save our land. But be warned, Harris, one last trial awaits you. You will face this trial in the presence not of knights, but of ghosts. Make your way toward the Steel Vigil and seek out a gravestone north and west of the structure. Take with you this flute, and you arrive at your destination with a single strong note. Visitors shall soon arrive. Entertain your guest, and should he leave behind a present, return it here to me. So much flying.
Yep. A very appropriate amount this time, because of what region we're in. You know, so people look up and it's like, how the hell is that polar bear flying?
There it is, folks. Ishgard itself.
Yep.
All its glory.
Yep. It's the air and that yet, but eventually at some point we will be.
Eventually.
Yep.
Oh, look, a Durgan.
Durgan.
Dagron. Wolverine, if you will.
Yep.
And back we go. The presence before me indicates you've seen to the visitor. If you watch a show for your deeds. There you go. Now the Skull of Greywine, old warrior of the Dravanian Horde. He said that in ages past he could bring down a castle with a single breath. His strength has dwindled since those days, but a dragon past his prime is a formidable foe nonetheless. In slaying him, you have proven yourself worthy of it. You now possess 4 pieces of the armor that Estinian, myself, and our forebears did wear. While you doubtless wonder about the 5th, I tell you only that is not mine to give. Fear not, however. Your triumphs in the trials against the dragon of the Horde give evidence that dragon blood now resonates with yours. Yes, you stand before me as prepared for your ultimate challenge as any could be. And yet, before we proceed, I would hear it from your own lips. Great Worm's power is the stuff of legend. If you truly resolve to fight this battle, risk your own life to deliver a foreign land from the clutches of its ancient foe. When you are certain that your mind is settled, return and speak to me. Bing, 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 bing. Now recording level 45 Dragoon quest, Fatal Seduction.
Yeah.
Though you would join your strength to Astidian, that Ishgard might be free from the rage of the Great Worm forevermore. And I shall honor my promise. You'll have full use of your powers by the time we are done. Before we begin, there's something I must needs confess. You will recall the tale of my battle with Nidhogg 20 years past, how the power of the dragon left me on account of the injuries I sustained. What I said was an untruth. Power did not abandon me, Harris. It was I who abandoned it. Being derived from our mortal enemies, the power of the Azure Dragoon is a double-edged sword. Even as it lends us the strength we need to smite dragons, it heightens our communion with the creatures, rendering our minds more susceptible to their seduction than ordinary men. Remember that, it'll be important later.
Yep.
Even as I buried my lance in Nidhogg's flesh, our gazes locked, and mine eyes met then with a look that would fair and pale a man. In that instant, I found myself assailed by a torrent of emotions not mine own. Sorrow, rancor, pity. It threatened to drown the man in me and leave behind a dragon. Fearing that I might turn traitor, I chose to purge myself of the power that the eye had bestowed upon me. As regaining lucidity, I was able to rout the grievously wounded Nidhogg. Alas, countless of his brethren yet remained. As if to mock me, they fell upon Ferndale with a vengeance. Bereft of my power, it was all I could do to save but one child. Nary a soul knows of this. Nay, not even Astinian. But I can keep him in the dark no longer. At our last meeting, Astinian said that protecting Ishgard and exacting revenge upon Nidhogg was one to him. That frame of mind, I fear, may well lead to his demise. The desire to protect and the desire to avenge are opposing forces that can ill be reconciled. Worse, the latter serves only to cloud his sense of self. The next Astinian and I meet, I intend to confess all, though it means the loss of his good opinion. The outcome of the coming battle, in his very life, may well depend upon his readiness to relinquish his powers. Never allow yourself to forget the origin of your strength. Never does the dragon lurk behind your eyes, biding its time, ready to claim you for its own. Aught less than complete conviction, and you will find yourself in its vice-like clutches. So forewarned, let us return to our present endeavor. My promise to Astinian was that I would impart upon you the technique that will mark you as a true Azure Dragoon. You know the truth, however, this knowledge is not within my power to bestow. No, you must claim the technique much as you claim the fourth piece of the armor you bear, proving yourself in battle with the dragons whose power you would unite with your own. I entrust with you this flute once more. Take it to the southwest of Providence Point and blow a single note. By locking wills with your adversary and prevailing, you will prove yourself worthy to champion the cause to which your lance is sworn. The dragon within you shall then await you. Went around all over the goddamn place.
Yep.
At least it's pretty much all localized.
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing. Here we are. And back again.
Yep. Also, Morty. Guess the ponies and dragons, Morty.
It's good to see you safely returned. Take from your bearing that the engagement went favorably. Sure did. Left this place as a man, Harris, but you return as a dragon. No more for me to teach you. Here, your battle is yours and yours alone. Now, you might recall me saying that the fifth and final piece of the Dragon armor was not mine to give. However, that is not wholly true. I could guide you in the direction of that which you seek. That said, I yet have reservations. The sheer power of the dragon housed within is such that a great many of your Azure forebears, myself among them, have proven hopelessly incapable of wielding. But I do not doubt what I see. I within you has awakened a strength that forever eludes the likes of me. If you're not worthy wearing the armor, then I know of none who are. Remember my warning to you, Harris, and heed it well. Nidhogg is a lord among his kind. Not less than complete conviction, and you will surely fall under his thrall. Before you can master your foe, you must needs master yourself. Hone your lance arm till it can bear no further honing, and then present yourself to me. When the time has come, I will tell you what you need to know. I look forward to our next meeting, my young Dragoon. Bing, 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 bing. Spine shatter. Now I have a gap closer. Okay. Level 50 Dragoon quest into the Dragon's Maw.
Yeah.
Ah, Harris. An urgent message arrived from Estinian in your absence. Bids you come at once to the Steel Vigil. It would seem Nidhogg is on the move, rather sooner than we had anticipated. It appears you have not yet fully become master of the dragon within you, and yet we are racing against time. Here we have no choice but to do battle to the best of your current ability, and without the Draken Mail, I promise. Now let us away. Estinian must know the truth of Ferndale, lest you fall for the Great Worm's seduction. I'm curious to see how Heaven's Word will play out with you, like, being a Dragoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be, like, super different, but I am curious what, like, additional bits of dialogue there are.
I guess it's coming in.
Yep. Time for a showdown. Albric, I have waited long for this day. You who fancy yourself an Azure Dragoon, man whose cause you have taken for your own as a coward. You relinquished the power of the dragon of his own volition, and watched as Ferndale burned. Ah, so he did know. Do not think it ironic that I was chosen Azure Dragoon. I, an orphan who has naught of value to protect in Ishgard. I suppose I must give thanks, for it was the eye that revealed to me the truth so damning as to undo a lifetime of trust. I loved you as a father, but I can ill forgive you for Ferndale. As I understand it, you've kept even the Archbishop in the dark regarding the missing eye. You mean to take your shame to your grave. But I waste my breath. Prepare yourself, old man, for I shall lay to waste all the things you hold dear. And once I'm finished with you, I shall do what no Azure Dragoon has succeeded in doing. I shall claim Nidhogg's head. Calm yourself, Estinian. Your rage renders you vulnerable to the dragon's influence. Harris. In you I thought I had found kindred, someone beside whom I could fight the Great Worm. It was with a heavy heart that I relinquished that dream. Your affection for this coward has rendered you deaf to your own destiny. Very well. That we would one day cross lances was inevitable from the moment of our first meeting. We shall now find out who is the Eye's true chosen. There could be only one. Highlander reference. Defeat Estinian. He's currently under the effects of Blood of the Dragon. Get him. Bleh. I remember this fight actually giving me some trouble first time around. Feeble creature, dost thou desire power? Look to thine anger and to thy hatred. It is there that thou shalt find it. Almighty Nidhogg, Lord of Dragons. Grant unto me thy blood, that I may be granted the claws and fangs wherewith to rend thine enemies. Harris? This is impossible. Cannot be. Yeah, my skin's white instead of blue. Tubland. Where did he go, George? Where did he go? Forgive me, Estinian. I have failed you once again. I am fine, Harris. Somewhat shaken, but otherwise whole of body. Suffice it to say, I have much to reflect upon. Let us return to the observatorium. We zoom out. Oh. Soul of the Dragoon shines with unbound radiance. Oh, I can see an Ixal balloon from here.
Yeah.
Things do fly high. Bing, 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 bing. And it's raining. Yep. When the being of darkness closed upon us, you appeared to me the spitting image of Haldrath the Dragon's Eye, just as he is depicted in the Holy Scriptures. I thought that mayhap the years had taken their toll in my mind, but behold, the soul of the Dragoon shines as it never did in all the years I bore it. it would seem you have achieved that which was thought impossible. You have awakened to the ability that none but the first Azure Dragoon possessed. Truly a momentous achievement. I can still scarce believe that you were able to summon the selfsame Dragon mail worn by Haldrath. To think that it had been sealed within the Soul Crystal all this time. I have borne witness to many and more wonders over the years, yet none compares to you, my young Dragoon. Could it be that you are... Mark not my mutterings. I'm certain that it was your indomitable sense of justice that resonated with the spirit of the first Azure Dragoon, prompting him to bestow the armor upon you. Yes, that is doubtless what happened. Being of darkness faded, so too did Nidhogg's aura subside. And now his kind have ceased their stirring. Whether this was compelled by your awakening, I cannot say. I suspect we will learn the truth of it eventually. Stinian, my dear boy, whatever becomes of him, he will ever be as a son to me. I pray that he is somewhere out there still, and that he was not wholly forgotten, and that he has not wholly forgotten the great man he once was. And that darkness rushed against me, the selfsame torrent of emotion swept over me, as those I experienced 20 summers past. But there was something else besides. It was a voice, and it lamented the rift that divides dragons and men. You will come to comprehend what I speak in due time. So then, Harris, I pray that you will ever use your newfound strength in the name of justice. Bam, bam, bam. Dragonfire Dive!
Yay!
This concludes the Dragoon quest for Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have completed this main scenario quest before the dawn. Right? Once you have done so, the next Dragoon quest will be available from Albrecht. So basically, I'm ready for heaven. Now,
Yeah.
new chapter of New Game Plus has been added.
Hey.
To all of my children in whom life flows abundant, to all of my children to whom death hath passed his joy.